Hi everybody, and thank you for joining us today for another installment of our social recruiting webinars. Our topic today is how to effectively post jobs on Facebook. If you're interested in some of the other webinars we've done, they're listed on our website, employers.identified.com/webinar. You can go ahead and register for any of those recordings. I think we have about 10 to 15 up there on a variety of topics. So go ahead and check those out. If there's any topics that you're interested in learning about in the future, go ahead and shout those out. Go ahead and put them in the chat box to your right. We'd be happy to do them in the future. So go and get started. I am Jen Picard. I'm the Product Marketing Director at Identified, and I'm joined by Lizzie Bluestein.
Hi, everyone.
Lizzie's our Sales and Marketing Coordinator over here, and she will be monitoring all of the questions that you have during the webinar and shouting out those that are relevant to what we're talking about right now. And then if there's a question that's just coming up a little bit later, she'll go ahead and shout that out later. So please feel free to ask any questions that you have in that chat box, and we'll go ahead and get to them. If for some reason we don't get to it during the webinar, we'll go ahead and follow up with you following the event. So please feel free to ask any questions that you have. Over here at Identified, we help organizations recruit on Facebook through 3 tools. We have a Facebook job posting application, we have a Facebook sourcing tool, and we have a Facebook career page management service. And all 3 of these solutions help recruiters tap into Facebook's 901 million person community. We're currently offering a special intro package for all of our webinar attendees. So if you're interested in learning more about those solutions, go ahead and write us a note, and we'll follow up with you after the event. So for now, we'll go ahead and get into some quick housekeeping and the takeaways. I'm going to try and get everybody out of here in a half hour today, just so that you can get on with your days, and we'll cover as much information as we can in that time period. We'll be using screen share, so if you have ever wondered how to do something on Facebook, try and follow along closely, and we'll show you how to do everything. If at any point the screen share starts to lag a little bit, it does happen from time to time, just go ahead and let us know, and I'll slow down. I'll try and speak to a slower pace than normal, just so that we can make sure the screen is on the same point that I am in the conversation. And we're going to go ahead and discuss how to effectively post jobs on Facebook. So we'll discuss all 3 ways you can post jobs on Facebook, how to utilize your Facebook page insights to monitor the effectiveness of your job postings, and then throughout the webinar and again at the end with a quick summary, we'll go over some of the best practices for you to post jobs. So we'll go ahead and move into the screen share here. Share my desktop. And we'll go ahead and get started with posting jobs on Facebook. So there are 3 ways to post jobs on Facebook. 1, you can use your own personal profile. 2, you can post directly to your company's Facebook page. And or 3, you can use a job posting application on your Facebook page. So what you're seeing here is my personal profile. And what I've done already is I've typed in a quick job description. I've included some perks of working at Identified and a link. So we're hiring PR interns right now. I'm saying, to my personal network, if you or anyone you know are interested, click here to apply. So the first best practice that we're seeing here is telling people what to do. Give them a call to action. So by telling them to click here to apply, I'm saying, hey, this is what you need to do with this post if you're interested. I've included a link to our job posting app where the full job description can be found. You can use this to link to your career website. You can use it to link to a job board posting, whatever it is that, where your jobs live. Just make sure that you're directing people to the full job description. You can put in 60,000 characters in this section. To put that in perspective for you, that's about 1/9 of a novel. So it's pretty long. I would not recommend putting your full job description or anywhere near 60,000 characters on here, just because it kind of gets lost. People aren't going to read that in their news feed. They're not going to come to your page and read 60,000 characters. So I try and keep this, kind of short and sweet. I've also included a little bit of detail. So we're looking for hardworking and energetic interns who are looking to get their feet wet. And here's where I put in some of their responsibilities. So in PR, communications, and social media. And then I put in some perks for Identified. So we have a fun office environment for them to learn. We have daily catered lunches, and then we have awesome team building events. So again, I put in another call to action, and I say apply now. So So what I can do now is, since I've talked about how we have awesome team building events, maybe I'll put in a picture here. So I'll press photo, and then I'll click upload photo video. So photos and videos on Facebook are a really great way to get your engagement up, because people love looking at pictures, they love watching videos, and people tend to share and like posts that have those elements in them. So that's another best practice for you. Whenever possible, use a visual element along with your text post to really help it, get more engagement, to get people interested in what's going on. So we're going to go ahead and browse, and I'll put in a picture of our identified paintball team outing. That was a fun one. And I'll go ahead and post this here. So we'll wait for that to load a little bit. This is really cool that I can put in this picture. You can see, it's probably going to get us some good engagement. It's really funny to look at. That is our CEO there in the middle with paint splattered all over his face, and all of us pointing our guns directly at his head. So if anything, at least this post will get some likes, some comments, maybe some shares. And what that will effectively do is get people to, as they engage with this, it'll post to their network, which is our second degree. So if I have a friend that likes this, it'll post on her Facebook page to all of her friends, and then I can basically reach my second degree network, which is about 17,000 people. So that's a really cool way to do it. Facebook has also allowed me to highlight these, so I can star this, which will make it take up the entire length of my page. That's a really cool new feature that came out with the timeline. I can reposition my photo from here, so it's a little bit off, so I can go ahead and put it up a little bit more. I'll save that. So feel free to check around some of these little things here. What I can also do is add a location. So I'm going to put in identified here so that it shows that this job is at identified. It now puts that right there. If I have any friends that are interested, maybe I'll go ahead and add a comment here. And I'll do an @. So I'll type in @ and I'll type in my mom's name. Say, hey mom, do you know anybody that's interested in this PR position? I know you're really heavily interested in the PR industry, so I can go ahead and type her name in and say, do you know anyone that would be a good fit? So there's lots of options here that I can do. I'm not actually going to tag my mom. My mom's a teacher, so she wouldn't know anybody. But if I did, then I would go ahead and put them there and basically ask for a referral right here on my own Facebook page through my first degree connections. Another really cool thing about this, about posting jobs on your Facebook page, so let's say you just, pretend like we're still in here. What I can do is I can actually schedule this for a later time as well. So this is a brand new feature that Facebook added. I just click on this little clock that's here in the middle, and I can schedule it. I know this feature was working last week. It's not for some reason working today, but essentially what you would do is you would add the year. It won't work for this year, but it works for last year for some reason. So I'd put in the time and the day, and I go ahead and post it. So theoretically, you would do this for a future date, but it's just not working for this month for some reason. It won't put it in. So not sure why, but check back here. This should be working later. So you can either schedule your post for a later time, or you can post it now. Another great feature that they've added recently is the ability to post just to certain groups of people. So here, I can check, I want this post to be public. That means that everybody can see it. Or I want it to show up to just my friends, which means my own Facebook connections can see it. Friends accept acquaintances, so people I don't know very well can't see this. I obviously don't want to choose that one. I can even go custom. So I can say, I want this to be available to everybody, but I might hide from a certain list of people. So maybe I don't want my family to be inundated with these job posts from me. I can go ahead and save that so it'll show to all of my friends and my friends of friends, but it won't show to any of my family members. That way, my family connections can remain just family connections, and maybe I only use my friend network for referrals. So if anybody's interested in how to create lists, we'll go ahead and show you how to do that now, and that's what you can basically put in this custom field here. or you can choose just to post it to that list. So I have a job candidates list here. I can post it just to them. So I'll go ahead and show you how to create that. You'll want to go back to your home screen, and then you'll find your friends and click More. And then we'll click Create List, and let's say that we call it Job Candidates 2012. You can add people to the list immediately, so go ahead and add Lizzie, and then I'll create this list. So now Lizzie's listed here as a job candidate. This doesn't show that I've posted anything to her yet because I haven't. So then what I can do is go in and update my profile. So that way Lizzie, my job candidate, can't see any of my personal information here on Facebook. So I probably don't want her to have access to my contact information. So I'll click Edit, and then I'll go ahead and just on each little section, click next to the gear, and I'll make this custom, and I'll show this to everybody except Job Candidates 2012. And I'll go ahead and save that change. And I'll do that for every section that I don't want my job candidates to have access to. From here, what you can do is go back to your profile. So you would say that you're done editing. Click back on my profile, and then on this little knob right here, I can view my page as Lizzie. So I can say, okay, well, I've gone ahead and I've edited my profile so that my job candidates list can't see any of my parts of the profile I don't want them to see, but they can receive job notifications from me here on my personal profile. So I want to see what that looks like to them. I can just type Lizzie's name in right here, and it'll show me what Lizzie can see. So that's a really good way to check and see if you've set up your profile properly to network with job candidates right on here. So are there any questions so far on sharing jobs on your personal profile? Lizzie? Okay. So no questions. We'll go ahead and move on. And we'll talk about posting jobs directly to your company page on Facebook. So there are a couple ways to do this. Some companies have a corporate page set up where they use it for both marketing and employer branding, and basically anything that has to do with the company, they post on that page. So that's a really great opportunity for you to leverage, your existing network on Facebook and offer them jobs as well. Some companies like HP has decided to create a dedicated career page on Facebook. And this dedicated career page essentially allows them to build an employment brand and a talent community that's separate from their corporate brand. So on their corporate page, they tend to write, mostly updates about their products, and the people on that site are fans of their products, not necessarily people that are interested in jobs. So they've created this separate page, their HP Careers page, and they can go ahead and put in career-related information. So I'll go ahead and show you that page right now. I think they've done an amazing job here. They have a nice cover photo. They talk about, how to contact them if you need to. They have a Facebook job posting application. And they post some really great updates here about, the exciting things about working at HP. So for one, they partner with DreamWorks. If you scroll down a little bit, they have quite a few team building activities and philanthropy events. So as a job candidate, if you're interested in team building and philanthropy, you know that this is going to be a great place for you to work. So we'll go ahead and pop over to the Identified Careers page right now, and I can show you how to post jobs on your profile as well. So same as the posting jobs on your personal profile, you can use up to 60,000 characters, although it's not recommended. You can include pictures and video right here to help you get better engagement. I think one of the really great things about the page here is that you can star and pin your post. So for example, let's say I want to make this job posting stand out. I can go ahead and star it here, just like on my Facebook profile page, and it'll take up the entire width of the screen. I can also do is click on this little pencil icon, and I can pin this to the top of my page. So it's now moved into the #1 spot on my page, and it has this little bookmark here to show that it's been pinned there. This will stay on the page for 1 week, so I can either change it before then or it'll automatically go back to its original place following the week. So something that I would really recommend doing here is be consistent with your use of starred and pinned posts. So if you're going to start, let's say, your job postings, make sure that you star them all so that they're all taking up the width of your page. You may also choose to just star maybe company news. So Identified, for example, just got $21 million in funding. We'd reached 10 million members. That's exciting stuff for us. And we feel like it's exciting for our job candidates as well to get them pumped about working here at Identified. A best practice on whether you're using a Facebook career page or a corporate page is to never post jobs more than 20% of the time. So if you're only posting jobs 20% of the time, that other 80% should be, let's say, press releases, employment branding news, job seeker tips, professional development tips, interviews with your hiring managers, just basically anything that's going to help candidates get a better understanding of what it's like to work at your company, and that'll help you build your employer brands. So I'll go ahead and get now into the third way to post jobs on Facebook, which is through a Facebook job posting app. This is where ours is. It's located right under your cover photo. We'll go ahead and click on that. This is what the job candidate would see when they come to this page. So this is Identified's job posting app. It's called Talent Link. We've added some customization abilities here. So for one, you can add in your cover photo from your main page. Isn't that cute? I love this. You can add in a little blurb about your company. So your location, why people should want to work there, what your benefits are. We've embedded a YouTube video that we did. This is documenting our move. So we just moved a couple of weeks ago from a smaller location in Soma to our massive new space in the China Basin of San Francisco. So we included that there just to give people a little inside peek about what it's like to work here at Identified. It shows some fun office parties, it shows our move, and just has a really good feel about it. Below here, we've also shown all of the jobs. So a candidate could just come on here, click on the job, view the description, and we collect all of our applications right here on Facebook. So they can apply with their cover letter and resume without ever leaving the site, which is technically a best practice because Facebook users don't like to be taken off Facebook, technically. Most of the time they like to stay right where they are. That's why they're on the site. Although there is a way to link this up to your ATS. So I'll go ahead and show you the back end here just so you can see. So posting a job is very simple. It's just like posting a job on any other site. The first best practice here is to include a clear title. So what you want to do is make sure that you put in a pretty standard title. You don't want to put marketing ninja or engineer extraordinaire. You kind of want to put the level involved with the job so that people understand what they're applying to. That's really important for search engine optimization, especially because all jobs posted here are indexed by search engines. Then you can put in the publish duration. You can have it never close. So if you have a job you want to post for 1 month, you just put in the 1 month duration. Pretty standard information about location, choosing a category, selecting a type, and then putting in a detailed description. And so here's what I was talking about earlier. You can either choose to collect applications directly on this app, so they'll all be collected within here, and it'll act as a mini ATS. And then it'll also send all of those applications directly to me. I can also choose to direct candidates to an external site to apply. So this could be your ATS, your career site, whatever it is that you choose. So even if you choose to send this to an external site, the benefits here are that by posting your jobs right here on your Facebook page, you give people an opportunity to find your jobs where they're already at. So they're not necessarily going to your website and saying, hey, I want to work for this company, but maybe they're finding out about your company through a friend on Facebook, and they go to your page and they can find all of the opportunities that are available. Right here on the side, you can see all of the aggregators that pick up these job postings, so it helps increase your reach dramatically. We found that the job aggregators actually increase the reach of our clients by an average of 300%. And then we also have this page, we have this job posting app listed on all 3 of our Facebook pages. This is actually done for no extra charge, so if you want to put this on your corporate page as well as a dedicated career page, you absolutely can. Really easy way to do it is just syncs up everything directly with your ATS if you have one. Another great feature with this is the reporting. So I can see all of my job views by source, any of my applicants by source, and my total hires by source. Like I mentioned before, all of these jobs are picked up by the major job aggregators. They're picked up by the search engines. And you can also do some social sharing. So I'll go ahead and show you some of those little pieces in here.
Hey Jen, we have a question from Tricia. Where do you access this Talent Link app?
So the Talent Link app is an identified tool, and if you're interested in learning more, we can go ahead and have an account executive connect with you later today, and they'll give you the full demo. You can get started. It's really easy to set up. We can have you posting jobs on Facebook within, what, 48 hours?
Even sooner than
generally.
That. Yeah.
Pretty easy. Great. Any other questions so far?
Good.
Fantastic. So you can see here we have one of our job postings, and you can share it through these other social networks. And on Facebook, social sharing is the strongest feature. This is something, you can post your jobs on any website, but most of them don't have these social sharing features that help your jobs become viral. So for example, I can share it on our Twitter account. I can share it with LinkedIn, I can share on Facebook, or on any of my company pages. If I choose Twitter, it'll tell me how many characters I'm at. The best practice here, I would do all of these separately, so I would uncheck these boxes, post to just Twitter first. And the point of this is that on Twitter they have this great thing called a hashtag. I don't know how many of you are familiar with hashtags, but it's basically a way for your content to get found. So people search for these hashtags like job posting, or jobs, or sales jobs, SF jobs. There's all sorts of hashtags available out there, and you should absolutely use them when posting on Twitter to make sure that you're getting the biggest reach possible. And what you don't want to do is share those same hashtags on your other social networks because it's not relevant on those other ones. So I would do this one at a time. First do Twitter, then you could post on LinkedIn and Facebook together. Again, with the best practice, you'll always want to say, a call to action. So click here, or click like if. You really want to get more engagement around these job posts, because what you'll find is that more engagement gives you a bigger reach. And so we'll go ahead and go into the Insights tool now so that you can all see what I'm talking about in terms of the reach. So we'll go back to our career page. Wait a minute for that to load. And then again, right under the cover photo, there's this little picture of a gear where my hand is pointed, and I'm going to click on that and find View Insights. So this is a free tool offered by Facebook, and it allows you to see, basically how your site, how your page is performing. So I'll click on this. Everybody has this on your page, so if you have a Facebook career page and you haven't checked this out yet, I'd absolutely recommend just going in and poking around a little bit. And I'll go ahead and go over some of the main things right now. So as you can see on our Facebook career page, we have a total of 217 likes. Our fans have 120,000 combined friends. We have 13 people talking about us, and despite only having 217 likes, we have a total reach of 565. So you can see down here, these are the people that are talking about us on a daily basis, and because they're talking about us, our message is reaching their network, so then our reach is actually much higher than just the people that are currently talking about us. Along this bottom axis, we can see how many posts that we made, and then if we scroll down to here, you can see what posts they were specifically and some metrics on each one. So, for example, if we see that there's a really big dive, there's really not much here to worry about, 587, 366. If this were to just taper off to 0 all of a sudden, we would want to see what happens between here and the end point that made that drop happen. So we can see here there's not really anything to worry about. We're generally going up and to the right, which is a very good sign. So we'll go ahead and move into the likes column here. And this is really great because I can see my demographics. So on this page, most of the people that like this page are between 18 and 34 years old. So in terms of posting jobs here on our Facebook page, I know that the majority of jobs that I post here should be geared toward this age demographic. So that CFO job I had listed, probably not as important to promote on this page because the majority of our audience couldn't fill that role. They're not old enough to have that senior of a position yet. If we're looking for somebody with 20 years of experience, they're probably going to be back here a little bit more. We can also see that most of our fans are in the United States and that they're in San Francisco. That's really great because we're located in San Francisco. And then on the bottom here, I can see our new likes and our unlikes. And I can see on any given day we don't have more than one unlike, which is very good news. You're always going to have unlikes on your page. But what you want to watch here for is spikes in unlikes. So if you see that one day you get, let's say, 10 unlikes, you want to see what happened on that day, what you posted that made people unlike your page. In retrospect, having a good number of spikes means that you did something good that day. So maybe you posted a job that day on your job posting application and a lot of traffic came in from Indeed and Simply Hired and people were liking your page, then you know that that's been working for you. Then I can go into my reach here. And again, it shows me this is the friends of my fans. So I can see that I reached kind of that same age demographic, a lot of people in the U.S. and in San Francisco. And then when I scroll down, I can see where my reach came from. So we don't do any paid reach here. This blue line is organic, so people that found us directly through their news feed. The viral reach here, and then the total. So the people that found me through their news feed plus the people that found me through their friends equals this total reach up here. This is really phenomenal to see that with only a couple hundred fans, we're still reaching 600 people on a daily basis. So a lot of these tools are really great. You just want to watch for, for spikes and then quick dips. And this will help you determine which of your posts are most effective. So we've been watching this for, the past year or so. We kind of know what works and what doesn't with our fans. We know that we can't post jobs more than 20% of the time. We know that people love to see pictures of our team building events, of our office perks, and things like that. So we make sure that we post, things that tend to get a good reaction so that we can keep our numbers up. Some more best practices while we're just reviewing. We want to encourage engagement within our community. So if we tell people to click like if you're happy it's Friday, or click this link if you are interested in this position, then what we're basically doing is upping our engagement and sharing our message with a bigger audience. You want to mention your office perks and tie them into your job descriptions whenever possible, especially if you use pictures and video to show people why they want to work for your company. That's really exciting for people. So that is it for our presentation today. Let's go ahead and cruise back into the presentation. Close up here. We went over all of those. Just a quick review of identified employer solutions. Our first tool is ProSearch. It's a way to search Facebook for passive and active candidates. It's essentially Facebook's first professional search engine where you can go in and search people with filters. You can see who knows people at your company. You can search by location, by keyword, by job title. You can even search by company if you're interested in poaching employees from a certain competitor of yours. What you're seeing is in the forefront here is the results. So it'll show you can download the resume, you can message the candidate, and it tells you who you know that knows them. So you can reach out to an employee at your company and say, hey, can you send me a recommendation for Anusha or Galen? I'm really interested in reaching out to them about a position that I have. Our second tool is what we reviewed here is our Facebook job posting app. That's called TalentLink. I know a few people were interested, so we'll go ahead and follow up with you after the webinar. If you haven't let us know yet, go ahead and send us a quick note. We'd be happy to do a more thorough introduction for you for TalentLink and Identified. Essentially, it's the Facebook job posting app. You can use it as an ATS or sync up to your existing ATS. Makes the entire process really simple. And thank you, everybody, for coming. Our next webinar is Facebook versus LinkedIn. It's next week on Tuesday, July 3rd at 11 a.m. And we're going to review some of the similarities and the differences between recruiting on Facebook and recruiting on LinkedIn. So a lot of people are really familiar with LinkedIn. And so we're just going to kind of go over, how they can both work together to form a more complete social recruitment strategy. So go ahead and register if you're interested, and we'll definitely send you a link to that in the follow-up email that will have the recording. So while we have everybody here, are there any other questions that we have from the audience? Great. So everybody, thank you so much for joining us. Have a wonderful Tuesday. We hope to see you at our future events.